I'm the Vice President of the New England Power Generators Association. And just for a second, some of the information we handed out gives you a little more background on who we are, so I won't spend a lot of time doing that. But we are the largest trade association that represents non-utility generators here in New England. We represent about 85% of all the power plants in New England and 95% of the power plants here in Massachusetts. We have 12 members. And as information that we provided you details, we pay about $80 million in state and local taxes. We employ about 1,600 folks here in the Commonwealth. And we also contribute about $1 million in charitable and civic organizations. So that's just a little background about who we are. We are here to oppose the 4 coal bills that were on the agenda. And there's really 2 main reasons that we oppose these bills. The first is we believe that any legislative mandates that prohibit certain generation facilities is inconsistent with state policy. If you think back to, I guess it was 1996, the Department of Public Utilities issued an order for electric competition, and then this legislative body in 1997 passed electric restructuring. And under this, generation was separated from distribution and transmission, and competition was entered into the generation sector. And really, why this is pertinent here is that this allowed the market, not legislative mandate, not regulators, but the market to decide which resource choices were the appropriate choices. And we've seen a lot of benefits of competition in the state. Overall in the region, we've seen 10,000 megawatts of new clean natural gas that's been developed. We've seen decreased emissions and increased plant availability, not only here in Massachusetts, but across the region. So our first point is that whether you agree with the continuation of coal or not, that it shouldn't be through legislative mandate that we close coal plants. So we should let the market dictate, and that's what was set up with electric restructuring back, I guess, over a decade ago. The second reason that we oppose this is that we just have concern about any categorical limitation on future generation infrastructure, that this really could have some unforeseen consequences. It can affect the ability to develop new technologies. And then really importantly, I think, thinking about the issue of fuel diversity, all of the coal plants that are our members in the state currently are meeting federal and state requirements. These plants also protect consumers from natural gas spikes. And they also play fuel diversity, and the role of coal also has a role in reliability. And if you think back to, I guess it was January of 2004, during, at least in ISO parlance, we call it the cold snap. And this was when natural gas was really limited its availability to get into New England. And we were pretty close to having rolling blackouts. It's the diversity, and it was the role of plants such as coal that were able to help us get through that. Obviously, we wouldn't have wanted to have rolling blackouts in January of 2004. So in conclusion, we believe that these legislative mandates are inconsistent with the competitive electric markets, that it should really, again, be the market, economics and the market, not legislative mandates that suggest if a plant should continue to operate, any plant, coal or otherwise. 2, that we feel any of these categorical kind of blanket limitations on future development is unwise. And if you think about the siting processes that are put in place, any proposal, coal or otherwise, that wants to be built in Massachusetts would have to go through these siting processes. So you would examine not only the environmental issues, but all of the issues. And this allows the flexibility to look on a case-by-case basis. And then finally, the importance of fuel diversity. So with that, I know you've heard a lot of people today. I will stop, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much for your testimony. Are there any questions? Thank you again.
Okay.
Certainly